The Best of Show Quilt. 1998's Best of Show winner was a family affair, as sisters Pat Holly of Muskegon, Michigan, and Sue Nickles of Ann Arbor, Michigan, won $15,000 for their tribute to the Beatles.
Well, we have been making quilts together. This is our third quilt that we've done together. We kind of are going to every other year make a quilt together and then do our own work at the other time.
Right.
So it was time to think about what we wanted to do, and the Beatles anthology came out on TV, and then the albums came out, or the CDs came out.
CDs, right.
And that got us to really thinking about our remembering the Beatles, and we grew up when we were in junior high and high school. That was the era of the Beatles. They broke up when I was in high school. So we remembered their music and remembered eagerly awaiting every new album. And
it really is, I mean, it really kind of encompasses our growing up as sisters together.
And then the idea of using that to turn into a quilt just kind of fit right in there. There's a lot of neat images in the Beatles songs. So we initially were thinking of doing a block for a song, and then it kind of evolved. So each block represents an album, and then we divided it.
Things just it's like, oh, we should do like a tree of life that's an apple tree for Apple Records. And then the little album blocks, which is kind of a play on words, because an album block in quilts is like a signature block, and then the albums, the records that you put out. So it's like, we have to have album blocks. And we put the little guitars on them, and so everything just really kind of, it just was so easy to design it. Everything just kind of came.
We live 180 miles apart.
So about 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And she lives in Ann Arbor, I live in Muskegon, Michigan, and kind of halfway is a wonderful quilt shop in Lansing. So we would meet there, and they would let us kind of lay our things out and talk. And then we got to go to a quilt shop, too.
I mean, there's some blocks that I think we like just visually more than others. We've talked about that, I mean, so there's some that you like just the way they turned out maybe a little bit more. Some of them were a little bit harder to design.
But we were trying to use kind of traditional ideas in the designs, like
wreaths
and crosses and we
looked
looked at old kind of folk art quilts and used those to help design.
Well, Yellow Submarine, everybody recognizes that right away.
Here's Penny Lane.
And so, like, the Penny Lane, the song is Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes, so that's a little son with ears. I mean, so it's it gets very intricate.
In his pocket is a portrait of the Queen
and a bank. Nurse poppies, the barber shop, it's about the barber shop. So each one of them, this is Strawberry Fields Forever. So it's like an infinity. So Strawberry Fields. This is Sgt. Pepper's block, and these are the Lonely Hearts, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club. Everything, it's all machine applique.
All machine.
So.
And like this little star is for the song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, because John Lennon supposedly wrote that song after he saw a drawing that his little son had done, and it had
a little diamond that looked just like this.
So we saw this picture in a book and used that to make
it's cellophane flowers.
It just goes on and on.
Yellow and green, so these are the yellow and green flowers. Well, really, we tried to get inspired by kind of 60s colors, like Sgt. Pepper's, the album. We used some of the colors that were real predominantly used in that
album cover. They're each in a Sgt. Pepper uniform, and
it was
there's pink and blue
and these
green
colors. So we really tried to keep it in that 60s kind of psychedelic, whatever.
Psychedelic, right.
Yeah.
Far out. Yeah.
We wrote the words to all the Beatles songs on the back of the quilt.